Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special video for you, and as you can see by the title, we are, graduated students, and we're going to be sharing our experience with you so far of what we've been through, the good and the bad of studying here in the Netherlands. And, I forgot to introduce you, my special guest.
Hi, I'm Solange, everyone.
And we're both from the small island of Saban. And we just thought it would be really nice to make a video together, just sharing both of our experiences because, of course, they're different. You actually graduated.
Yes, I just graduated with my Master's in Communication Information Sciences. Yay! And she's just graduated too. No matter what she says, she graduated.
But when did you graduate?
I graduated a year ago this month, actually. So I'm still a recent graduate.
And me, I will be graduating in October, officially, because I am finished with my study and I'm getting a bachelor's in international communication management.
Yes, the master's is in communication and information sciences, and if you want to know, my bachelor's was in international communication.
So we're kind of both great at communicating, as you can see.
Sue-Jeen and I, we know each other from back home. We were from the same island called Saban. And we actually, we went to all the same schools. I don't know if we went around the same time. I think I was a class or two ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about a class or two ahead of Sue-Jeen.
Mm-hmm. What year did you graduate?
2007.
2010 I graduated.
Yes, 2 classes ahead of her. And Sue-Jeen, as you know, this is her channel. Sue-Jeen's a blogger, I'm a blogger. And I wrote a blog post about 3 things I would tell my pre-college self.
Oh yeah.
And I saw, I think 2 days later or that same week, Sue-Jeen wrote something about around the same area, in the same arena, about the same thing. So I said, hey, I reached out to her, like, hey Sue-Jeen, kind of wrote the same thing.
Yeah.
How about we come together, join forces, and collaborate as good bloggers do, and good women do. We collaborate and not compete.
Exactly. It's very important.
It's very important. Join our voices and let's make a video about the same thing. Incorporate the fact that we're both from the same island. We have something in common, a couple of things in common, and share it to the masses so people from our island and other islands can get some knowledge from studying veterans, I guess if you want to call us. And hopefully, they take something from it. So here we are, and hope you enjoy our Q&A conversation mixed with some laughs and giggles.
Yeah, so there's a few topics we want to go to in this video. I guess there will be more because, of course, we want to keep it a kind of a free-flowing discussion. The topics so far.
Why did we choose the Netherlands? For example, our experience here, good or bad. What advice would we give to ourselves before going, so our pre-college selves, basically. And then, would we return to our lovely piece of paradise, Saban? Yes, no, and why? And then the last one is comparing both, Saban and Netherlands. Would we go back?
So those are the topics we're going to discuss. So since I'm still new to this whole graduating thing, and Solange has already graduated, I think it'll be fair for her to start first in saying why she chose the Netherlands and what brought you here.
Okay. Very simple reason, really. I chose the Netherlands because my dad said he wasn't sending another kid to the US, so the Netherlands, here I come. Basically, for economical reasons. It's cheaper for us from Saban, who belong to the Netherlands, to come here to study because we got all the same benefits. Mm-hmm. And I have family here as well, so it just makes sense for me to come up here and be around my family who can, look out for me and take care of me to an extent, because, you have to learn how to take care of yourself to an extent as well to become independent. So I chose the Netherlands for economic reasons, to be around family. Oh, and my study was up here as well, so that's why.
But I have a question as well. Mm-hmm. Did you have any other options? So did you think of going anywhere else?
No, basically my dad said, no, you're going to Holland. So, okay, that's it. Okay. That was it for me.
Okay. No, for me it was different because first I actually wanted to study in the States.
Right.
So I wanted to go to Miami because my aunt actually went there to study. Mm-hmm. And that was a phase I went through, and then I also wanted to study in St. Martin for some reason. Mm-hmm. And then actually I I don't know exactly what it was, but I just decided to come to the Netherlands and just to do everything myself. I actually did everything alone, like the whole process of applying to schools, finding my own place to stay, booking my ticket also was like on my own, and I thought Holland would be good because here I have the benefits, like you also have said, and here I wouldn't need to be asking anyone to help me to do anything because I can just get the help of the government here and then just go to school and finish my study while I do what I want to do. But my study in the case was that I didn't actually want to do communications.
Right, same for me actually.
You didn't want to do it?
No, I initially came to do international business studies.
But you wanted to do business?
I did because I rocked it in high school, so I figured, hey, why not continue and go ahead and do international business studies over here, and I failed miserably.
But what did you feel? Accounting?
I failed everything.
Oh, okay.
I failed everything, and just come to realize that
it wasn't
for me. My temperament did not match that of IBS, and come to find out I was more of a talkative, communicative person, and basically all my teachers asked me why I wasn't even in IBS in the first place. You belong in communications, so that's what I did. I just moseyed on over to the communication faculty, and there I reigned and I ruled. So.
Nice. So you came to do business, but you ended up with communication.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much.
For me, it was a bit different because originally I wanted to become a teacher. I did teaching as a teacher's assistant in Saban for a year, and that was like my goal in life, to become a teacher, to be around children also. But in Holland I noticed I couldn't get into a school because they were all Dutch, and that was kind of my excuse, which I use it as an excuse now because it wasn't a reason for me not to do what my passion was, you know. So I just decided to do communications because that was all over, and that was something I could get into very easily without having much effort and without actually studying in Dutch. So I just did communication, and I got accepted into I think 2 or 3 schools before I came, and then I just chose Arnhem Business School, which I was at, but I wasn't the happiest there, so I just decided to move to Den Haag. And the school I got in Den Haag was actually in a different level and everything. So then I actually ended up having to like run to in Holland after the first introduction week and then get in there.
Wow.
So
you are all over the place.
Yeah. So I'm at the end of my study now. I mean, everything went well, but I would say that originally I didn't come to Holland to study communications, and I'm almost finished communication. I mean, I think I'm quite good at communicating with other people. But so that's kind of my confusing road. Our experience so far, good and bad. What is yours so far?
Oh, okay.
The good?
Okay, the good. The good experiences I have had are plenty. The good outweigh the bad, actually. Once you have that first hurdle in terms of school, and you figure out, okay, for me, I figured out, okay, IBS was not for me, let me go to communications, everything got better. I'm trying not to say so much, sorry. Yeah, everything got better, so my classes were better, they're more interesting. I felt like I was at home, so therefore I excelled really, really well. I met great people. I did not stick into my own realm of people from the islands, for example, which was very hard to do because I went to school in Groningen, to Hansa Hogeschool, alumni, hi. And I met people from everywhere, from Germany, Bulgaria, Lithuania, Germany, and I made friends with all of them, so that made my experience just that much more rich. And from that aspect as well, I pushed myself to go beyond borders that no one else wanted to go. So for example, I went to China twice in 1 year, once for my study abroad, another for a project for my specialization. And I just blossomed after that. In terms of social, like I said, I made sure to have friends outside of my, Saban or Antillean clique, or, Dutch Caribbean clique now. In terms of the bad, I think the bad experiences I had was more so, I guess, trying to figure out the housing situation after, you had your year up and you have to go.
Because you came with S4? Or?
I did come with S4, and then after that, I had to find your own thing, and it took some time. I found something, and then you realize that not everyone is as clean as you.
Yeah.
Not everyone thinks the same about housekeeping and chores, or they don't think on their level. So you have to decide or learn how to deal with people who are different from you for whatever reason. You have to, the bad experiences, not so much with money, but you have to learn how to budget your money, because you only get so much from Duo. Now Duo, back then was IBG, EBK at the time. You have to learn about that, and you learn, what kind of people you don't want to be around, and what they're into, and how much that affects you to what degree. So that is
the good and the bad?
Yeah, a bit of a good and a bad. I probably think of more later on.
Because when you were talking also, I forgot to add that, okay, you came with S4.
Right.
But when I came to Holland, I came completely alone. And I reached out to my sister from my father's side that actually picked me from the airport and allowed me to stay by her. So that was also a difference. I mean, coming with S4, you do everything like kind of in the group, and you kind of have a community surrounding you of people that you can kind of ask questions to or be around, But for me, coming alone, it was a lot different because I had to book my ticket. I got on the plane by myself. Everything was kind of alone. So it's a bit of a different experience.
Yeah, I think in terms of preparation experience, it was a bit different because, for example, luckily for me, I did have family who lived here before, but I also had a sister, my older sister, who who studied for I think a year or two in the Netherlands before me. So all the knowledge of the good, the bad, what to expect when you have a room that is completely cow, she passed that on to me. So I already had some knowledge of what to expect, what to do, what not to do, and of course my father, the Dutch extraordinaire that he is, passed on the knowledge, and so it was my responsibility at that point to be smart enough to take that on. So when I was confronted with whatever the situation was, I wasn't that surprised, or I had at least an idea of what to do. Yeah. So in terms of preparation, like with the ticket and who, what, when, how, I had a good start. I had a bit of a good of a start. Yeah. Because I had people who kind of went through the rigmarole already, and they told me about it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't easy. Yeah. But did you come to Holland on vacation before? I did. I came once. That's when a relative of mine got married, so I went there for the first time and I saw it. Okay. And then I came another time with another student just to see about how schools are and so you actually came here before? So you? Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't even come here before. I think the biggest thing for me was knowing or learning that you have to do everything by yourself. No one is running after you or going to be behind you asking if you did your homework. Did you wash the dishes? Did you wash the clothes? Did you make sure all your paperwork is regeld? Nothing. It's all on you, and that's when you have to decide, okay, am I going to do this, rise to the occasion and do this, or am I just going to fall back and just shut down and just say, I can't do it? That's what I wanted to say, that we all, like when we're in the island, we all want to be independent and actually grow up and show off. I'm like, I can do it, and I am an adult, and everything will be fine. But when you're younger, like, you're so naive to think that, yeah, I want to be an adult and I want to grow up, but when you actually get into the life, you're kind of like, wow, I miss mommy and daddy cooking for me. I miss someone washing my clothes. I miss like just being at home, like just relaxing. And it's so weird that like I thought, oh yeah, when I leave, I want to show my grandmother that I can do everything by myself. And when I came and I'm like, I don't want to be an adult anymore. It goes really fast. It goes really fast. Adulting is hard. It really is. So all of you out there who are 15, 16, 17, 14, wishing to be 24, 25, 26, 21, don't. Okay? Enjoy this. Like fully taking care of you phase now, because once you get out of that and you have to come up here and fend for yourself, you're going to wish that you still had that comfort of, Rufus and Miss Helena, or Franklin and Mrs. Solange to come to you. But that's part of life. Best piece of experience that taught me is that you have to, if you have someone in your omgeving, right, in your environment that has been there before you, seek them out and talk to them and ask them. Because the best thing you can do for yourself really is to observe and ask people. Don't just ask someone who went up there, came back, and then they said, oh, well, you know what, it was horrible, I hate that place. Ask them why, and then ask someone else who went up there and they're making it. And they're making it. And get both sides, and then determine for yourself, okay, what am I gonna do, what am I not going to do?
What should I look at good and bad? I mean, I find the good was also meeting people and going out there. I mean, I haven't done so much of it because I was, like everyone kind of knew, I was really shy when I was back home in Saban. So for me, it was a bit hard to get out of that bubble of being very shy and to myself. But I think after at least 2 years, I really got out of it. Like, I really found my voice here, I can say. Like, before, I never was the type of person to just ask questions, which I really learned that is a huge must in Holland. Like, if you don't have a voice and you can't ask, okay, why that? Or why do I have to do this? Or how do I fix that? Like, you're not going to get nowhere. Definitely. That's something I really developed in and finding my voice. And bad, I can say, I mean, okay, I can't think of the bad much now, but there's bad. What's bad?
What does the good outweigh the bad?
Kind of. For me, I feel like the good really outweigh the bad in my situation. I mean, of course, there's a lot of times when I feel extremely sad and being so far from family, you know, like with the whole experience, like you just want to be around people, but at the same time, I know that it's for me and it's for my personal development, so yeah, life kind of moves on, I feel.
Pretty much.
It does. The advice we would give to ourselves or to our younger self.
Oh my gosh.
What would you tell yourself when you was...
My pre-college self. Okay, so I came up here when I was 17. What I would have told myself really into detail would be, number one, network. If I could break out into a song, I would. Network. As I said previously, do not stick to your own island clan bubble. Because, okay, yeah, you're going to know people from, you know, Saban, Samantha, Stacia, even Curacao, Bonea. It's cool. But how far are their reach? How far can they get you to the next level? That is a question you need to ask yourself. So, like I said, I pushed myself to make friends with everyone. The Dutch, for sure. The Germans, you know, the Brazilians, everyone. Network and keep in contact with people, because you do not know when you're going to need one of these people. For example, I made friends with a lot of people from Germany. Why? Because these people are hard workers. And like I said, that energy, that vibe, it rubs off you and you want to work just as hard. You want to make those good grades. They have the best notes. The best notes I've ever seen in my life came from my German friends. How y'all doing? They were awesome. I mean, you know, they really pushed you. And these are people, I'm not only talking about the Germans, but everyone else, who are going to be the future politicians, the future CEOs, entrepreneurs, electrical engineers in 10, 15, 20 years. Do you not want to still be friends with these people or have some kind of contact or connection with them? So if you do need advice, if you need a loan or something, or a referral, you can easily pick up the phone or contact them via LinkedIn or whatever and ask them, and they will have no issue with doing that because they know that they remembered you from college. Exactly. You were nice to them. You had a good relationship, so why wouldn't I want to help you? That is one thing. Number two, I would say learn the Dutch from the jump. Learn Dutch from the get-go. Okay? As soon as you get down here, you get settled, start looking for a Dutch course. start immersing yourself to a degree to pick it up faster, because the faster you pick it up, you'll see the easier it is for you on your day-to-day life. If you can even get a Dutch course from home, start. Make the investment in yourself and start.
I went to your father for a while before I came.
Dutch teacher extraordinaire, my dad, okay? Like I said, the language is something that you need to work on from the jump. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat the big stuff. Because I'm sweating now with the big stuff, but looking back in hindsight, everything will work out how it's supposed to work out. But what is key is that you keep your focus. Keep your focus. I think what was a strong thing for me was that I knew what I was leaving, my parents' home for and my island for, and that was to get an education. And I did pretty darn well if you ask me. 2 degrees. So that's what I would say. That is some advice that I would give my pre-college self. Would my pre-college self listen? That's a different.
You think you were stubborn?
I don't think I was stubborn. I think I would listen and I would keep it back in the back of my head. But I still think that I would have perhaps want to find out on my own. And I'd be like, no, I see why they were telling me.
Yeah.
I think that's me. I'm better at it now though.
It's good, yeah. I find, of course you have to learn taking advice from other people, because not everyone kind of likes that. But what people tell you, you don't always have to do, because not all of it is good. But if you kind of can take it and figure out what's better and what's not good, and then use your own and then make it your own, it's best, I think.
Same question for you. What would you give your pre-college self?
I would tell myself to just be you and don't be afraid to be you, because I mean, if you're not comfortable with who you are and doing what you like, you won't go nowhere, because there was lots of things I did because of this or because of that, and I don't find it's fair. I find you have to, or I should have just done what I really like. I mean, I shouldn't have just gone into the study of communication. I should have just looked at different options and tried to maybe try the teaching thing, to see how I would have liked it. Even though now I don't really see myself wanting to do it as much as I did back then, which is quite sad and unfortunate, I guess. But still, I would have told myself, like, just explore things you like, be open to new things, always make sure to take people's reference and to stay into contact with people, because that's really important here. I mean, LinkedIn, when I first opened it, people were like, oh no, like, it's not going to help you, it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that. But I got my internship at a great company in Holland called TomTom, and I mean, everyone was surprised when I got it, and I actually was accepted into the company. They were like, oh my god, LinkedIn is actually really working and it's good. Of course it works. I don't know if you use it also a lot, but...
Yeah, I use it to find internships and jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I find it's a really good, a good social platform, especially for young entrepreneurs and also companies in general, big ones, small ones, and just, meeting people who can be really meaningful to you in the future.
Yes, and to piggyback on what Sue-Jeen said, that's another thing I would do. Keep in contact. Keep in contact. So don't just network, but keep in contact with these people. Because it's going to be very awkward when you know people that you can contact, but you haven't spoken to them for a very long time, or you may not have left things great with them, that you kind of need them now. So now that, when you're coming back, it looks, insincere. You want to come and talk to me after I haven't heard from you in years? Why should I really help you? Exactly. And the last memory I have of you wasn't so good. So why should I help you now? I mean, of course, some people mature, some people don't. But definitely, I would say keep in contact. So that's what I'm doing now. I try to keep in contact with as many people as possible, because I don't know what my journey is, or where I know where I want to go. I don't know the journey yet. But you don't know who you're going to need that you met in the past that's going to get you there. So I think it's very key to keep in contact with it. Oh, and there's another thing I would tell my pre-college self. Get involved in as many extracurricular activities in your college years, your college bracket years, as possible. Why? Because it's going to help build your CV. If you want to be a part of the school, your university newspaper, do it. Join a student for anything, a student association, a good one that is true to who you are and what you stand for. Do it. Stick with it. Build yourself up that you can hold a position, and then you can really show that, you know, I was on the animal protection committee, and I was in the marketing department, and I did this and this and this, because what that does, that helps you build some skills. It shows that you've done something, and you can later put that on your CV / resume to show to companies that I was busy while I was studying. Because that's one thing I didn't do enough of when I was studying, and that was like join different organizations. I'm doing it now, which is also good for the future, but I think I would have done that more back then, especially now with the labor market, and they want to see that, you know, you've been busy with doing things, and it wasn't just studying, which is not a bad thing if you are, but just get social and always see how you can link it to something that's going to push you further. That's one thing. I'm smarter now, because back then I don't know what I was thinking. I just want to study and have a good time, which is all part of it, but I would have been a bit more smarter in strategizing how I can, you know, build my CV and make it better. But you live and you learn.
Next question. Would you return home, and if so, why, and why not? Right?
Yes. So would I return home? Eventually. Right now, no, I wouldn't. Why? Well, no. Why? Because I feel like I have more growing to do before I can return home and help home grow. It's not to say that I can't grow home right now, but I know for myself the kind of development I need, and I think I can get it out of home quicker or faster, or to a level that I feel satisfied and fulfilled with, before I can go home and put all of that, what I've learned and what I've experienced and gained, back into my home island.
And what is that exactly you feel that you need still, or you want actually?
I want to travel more.
So if you go home, you can't travel more?
It's going to cost me more.
Okay.
And I have a couple goals that I'm looking to get off the ground, and the market for that is off of home. For example, I don't know if you all know, but I'm currently blogging. I'm a blogger right now, and I want to explore that and see how I can branch out into a business to agree with that. And home, even though it will come from a different angle, I'm not ready for that yet. And I have other things in mind on the horizon for me that are more internationally focused than home focused, but not saying I wouldn't incorporate home at all, but I just think that right now I need something more international than home. Home will always be there. That's one thing for sure. Home will always be there, and I'll always rep it. I mean, I'm SABA till the day I die, really, pretty much. So I think, yes, I'll return, but not now. Why? Because I have ideas that are bigger than what home can give me right now.
I always find it so strange though when people use the word home to refer back to the island or to the place that they come from. I mean, and people always think that you have to go back home after you leave and you finish your study. I mean, I find it not a must. Like, after I leave and finish my study, I'm supposed to still develop myself. Of course I can develop myself, and I will develop myself no matter where I go and no matter what I do. But there's always that kind of feeling that you want more, I would guess, especially like maybe I guess in me and your kind of way of looking at life. Like, you feel like there's more out there in the world. I mean, of course Saban has a lot to offer. Some will say and some will argue not. But I find that I just want to start my life here. That's why I have my own home now, and I feel like I want to see where this goes. Things mightn't be 100% where I want it to be now, but I feel like in time, being in Holland, I can develop even more, you know, and then always go back home because home will always be home.
Definitely.
Home will always be home, and no matter what you do, Saban is kind of who kind of started you, I would guess you can say. Like, you know, you were raised and born and developed from that place, and when you leave, you further develop because, of course, when you're 20 and stuff, you kind of develop your own personal way of life and your own personal way of thinking, of course. So, I mean, I love being in Holland and I don't see myself returning, not now or not anytime soon. I don't want to say that out loud because maybe I might have to.
Now.
But no, I don't see myself returning anytime soon to Saban, but that's because of my own personal feelings and my own way of thinking that I feel, not to sound strange in saying, I feel my way of thinking, I want to develop even more and stand more stronger in my shoes because, like I said, I was always a shy person, so that's why I'm happy that I have my YouTube channel and my blog where I kind of can show myself and try to build myself because it starts somewhere, right? And that's what I found that works for me, and I just want to continue to see where that can go. Like Solange is blogging and is helping, but I also like blogging and making YouTube videos even though I'm not consistent with it. But it's because so much is going on, and sometimes in your head, like, you feel so busy and you feel so tired that you just can't do anymore. But yeah, I hope I get the strength from somewhere in the next few to just further develop myself and further develop my blogging and vlogging, because there is a platform and there is a life that you can make from doing those two things.
To answer the question, we're not going home yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Noch niet. Sorry.
So there you have it. That was our video. A little, what did we call it again?
Conversation.
Yes, our conversation with a little bit of advice. And this is not just something that you have to take and go with, because of course it is different for both of us, and of course there's a lot more factors that actually made how we went through things go the way that it did go. Yeah, if you have any questions, I would say leave them down below. I will also leave Solange's contact information where you can find her on all her social media,
Yes.
as well as her blog
Yes.
and LinkedIn. If there's some
Yeah.
professional people out there that want to connect, of course, it's always nice to
You
know
are
you.
always welcome to come and connect with me.
Exactly. I find it's really important that we have a little discussion. So if you have any questions or you want to know how something went, leave that below. And if you did find this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up and share. There's someone else that would love to see what we said, and if you can get that a little further and share it among your people, a plus for us, right?
Share love.
Share. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.